raucous crowd is congregated here at Full Sail Live in Orlando, Florida. Welcome to NXT. Hello there, I'm Mauro Ranallo alongside Percy Watson and Nigel McGuinness. And this week, guys, the friendship between Kassius Ohno and Hideo Itami is frayed, to say the least.
Absolutely. Now, for the last few weeks, Ohno has tried to tell Itami this is the way to do things. Tonight, he gets the chance to show him in a one-on-one matchup.
Oh man, looking forward to calling that match and looking forward to hearing from the new #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Drew McIntyre joins us later tonight. Mr. Watson, you mentioned that Drew McIntyre will be in the house as he prepares to challenge Bobby Roode for the NXT title. Well, I can say that Ember Moon has designs on a championship of her own.
Oh, without a doubt. She's been out for some time with that shoulder injury that we all know about, but she's been using her time wisely, building her endurance, film study. This is her road back to a championship opportunity.
She certainly has been on a tear.
The electric, the charismatic Ember Moon.
Looks like she needs to get some sleep, though. Have you seen her red eyes?
And her opponent from the Kingdom of Tonga, Lady Tappa.
One of the biggest female competitors on the planet, the battle-tested, well-traveled Lady Tappa, making her way to the NXT ring. And Ember Moon, I mean, she's going to be in tough against a woman of this size, Nigel. There's a great size discrepancy.
Giving up some size in terms of height and pound difference as well.
But with that being said, I don't think Ember Moon is phased at all. Tappa's an ex-MMA fighter and also a former pro football player? Wow.
Representing Tonga, part of the world that has spawned many hard-hitting sports entertainers, Lady Tappa, hoping to top Ember Moon this week here on NXT.
She's got some legacy.
The quick start and the southpaw, the lariat, leveling Moon.
Did not expect that.
Look at Tappa taking the fight to Ember Moon right now.
Man, Lady Tappa treating Ember Moon like Remy Ma treated Nicki Minaj on the diss track Seether. Big headbutt. And Ember Moon having to regroup and maybe think about a plan B, Nigel.
Well, that would be a great idea at this point.
B is for boot. Tornado! Wow! Looked like it was going to be a tornado DDT turned into a vertical suplex and the kip up by Moon.
And Ember Moon is back.
Look how quickly she's turned things around.
Using a cavalcade of kicks to chop down the tall Tongan Lady Tappa.
And Tappa came out here on a tear. Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh.
Ember Moon, high risk move though. She ascends to the top of the turnbuckle.
Upper deck. Bam!
Oh, the Eclipse. Huge win. And how did Ember Moon turn things around in such a hurry, Nigel? She was being overwhelmed by Lady Tappa, and then just like that, electrifies the NXT universe with the Eclipse.
A testament to her fortitude and her ability, and I guarantee you that will come in handy the next time she faces the champion, Asuka. Here we saw at the beginning of the match, Tapa comes right out with that clothesline across the jaw. But it was short-lived because right out of the corner, tornado suplex and a nip up from Ember Moon. And after that, she didn't let up. Kept pushing the pressure until finally, twisting corkscrew stunner, the Eclipse off the top. Here from a different angle, look at the torque on the neck. Tapa went down for the count, and a deep pinfall nonetheless. That's a 3 count.
I want Asuka at TakeOver Brooklyn. Asuka, she wants a worthy challenge. Asuka wants competition. But Asuka, I am standing right here, and I will give you all that you desire, Asuka. So, we've been on this journey before, and I am not afraid to do it again. I am ready. I am ready to defeat the undefeated Empress of Tomorrow. But the question you must ask yourself, Asuka, is are you ready for Ember Moon?
Look, fellas, Ember lost a huge opportunity not being able to compete at NXT TakeOver Chicago. Ember is going to make Asuka pay.
She just made a statement, both in the ring against Lady Tapa and with her words. But you know who else is making the statement these days, Nigel? It is Roderick Strong, who, after falling short against Bobby Roode as he vied for the NXT Championship, he went to social media and tweeted this.
Title or not, this isn't the last you've seen of me, Bobby Roode. And just to add insult to injury, Roode blew a kiss to Strong's wife, Marina, after Roode barely got by Strong, retaining the NXT Championship. All right, let's now go from the NXT title to the NXT Tag Team titles. The next chapter in Paul Ellering's Book of Dominance will be revealed when the champs, the Authors of Pain, are in action later tonight.
I knew that I let so many people down. But you can come back. You know, you finally got to where you'd always wanted to be. It just got plucked away from you.
That can really be a soul crusher.
It was killing him inside.
Never in my life has 6 months felt like such a long time.
Never forget where you came from. Helps reset the soul. It seems like such an unreachable destination.
Let me tell you something. Coming back is gonna be pretty badass.
This path that I chosen has equally chosen me.
Aleister Black has arrived.
Nothing has ever pushed me astray. I've loved this so much that I hated it.
He's dark. He has some secrets inside that head of his.
I do not care for someone else's gain through me because this isn't about them. This is about me. Allow yourself to fade. Fade to black.
And we want to give a shout out to the band Creeper for their song Poison Pens, which is one of the official theme songs for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. It's off the album Eternity in Your Arms, and it's available now on iTunes and Spotify.
We are set for tag team action here on NXT. Timothy Bumpers and David Ramos already in the ring awaiting their opposition. NXT Tag Team Champions led by Paul Ellering, the Authors of Pain.
Who is that?
Whoa.
That's Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross of Sanity.
Why is Nikki Cross out here?
Oh, and meanwhile in the ring, Sanity! Sanity destroying Bumpers and Ramos. Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf laying waste to the tandem of Bumpers and Ramos. The malicious, malcontent Sanity. Meanwhile, the Authors of Pain.
The Authors of Pain walked right by Nikki Cross.
The trash-talking Nikki Cross, and here's the showdown between Sanity and the NXT Tag Team Champions, Authors of Pain.
Sanity's looking for a problem. I think they got one here in Authors of Pain.
Oh, and it's on like Donkey Kong at the NXT Arena at Full Sail University.
Oh!
Well, Sanity's not down with AOP, but they are... Oh! Killian Dane with a clothesline crushing. Razor, but the Albanian Psycho back on his feet.
Got him up high here. Oh!
So, more chaos in the NXT Tag Team division. It was supposed to be a tag team match involving Timothy Bumpers and David Ramos. Instead, it's turned into a brawl involving the Authors of Pain and Sanity.
Sanity have got in the minds of the AOP before.
Well, looks like this plan backfired as the Authors of Pain are standing tall in the ring. A combustible situation, to be sure, involving the NXT Tag Team Champions and the diabolical Sanity.
Sanity trying to send a message, obviously, to Authors of Pain. They won't back down at all.
But it's the Authors of Pain, Nigel, that did not back down here this week.
Sanity made their best attempt, but at the end of the day, the Authors of Pain stand aloft.
From turmoil in the NXT Tag Team division, we now focus our attention on the emissary of eccentricity, the man who brings a truculent tranquility to the NXT ring. Velveteen Dream is going to be in action, and speaking of the Dream, the Sultans of Swag, the Street Profits, have achieved their dream. They're coming to NXT.
You're my brother. I'm not the mother. Let's see what happens.
What starts it off? 1, 2, 3, go! Ooh, yeah! Basics, coast to coast in all of other nations. One of the millions! From here, it's higher and higher we go. Let's get this thing going. You know you can't replace it. This is the pinnacle of entertainment. Clap your hands to the beat. WrestleMania. It will be a night forever etched in history. This is the greatest moment I have ever seen. NXT TakeOver. Do you feel the energy in here? Incredible. So fast, first place in. Get ready now, tighten up your laces. Running with the big dogs, tearing up the pavement. We raise it, we work it, no play it. Can't find a replacement. Just being a jerk. You are being a jerk right now, Rosenberg. We were friends. Nobody is better on the ropes than the cruiserweights. Clap your hands to the beat.
This is where I grew up. This is who I am.
First thing he did was hug me, and he didn't let go. It's good to be back home.
Maybe for the one time in my wrestling career, this ain't about me.
This summer, we are going to have the Mae Young Classic, first ever women's only tournament.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Should I show us some more chest?
You can't replace it. No, you know you can't.
I'm still in a state of shock right now.
Clap your hands to the beat.
I knew my daddy was a hero and all, but no one in my house wants to talk about it.
Your father, he was chasing the songwriter dream in Nashville.
Swear you're not making this up.
They were searching for answers.
Nashville, baby!
What they found
I can see your daddy in you, too.
That's the truth.
was their voice.
I want to be a singer, and so does Piper.
Featuring WWE legend Shawn Michaels and Willie Nelson. Pure Country, Pure Heart on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital.
Guys, we just saw Sanity trying to add its own brand of TNT to the tag team title picture, but Authors of Pain are not going to go down without a big fight.
Well, absolutely not. Sanity have tried to get in their game before they came out, but this time they got caught.
Yep, they stuck their nose where it didn't belong, and AOP just made them pay for it. Simple as that.
Things are heating up in the NXT Tag Team division.
Speaking of heating up, it was 2 months ago when things, well, definitely heated up between Andrade Cien Almas and No Way Jose. Cesar Bononi, he picked up an unexpected roll-up win over Almas, which was just the latest in a string of setbacks for Andrade, and, well, his frustration, it boiled over after the match. Then, last week, that frustration would be focused by the mysterious Zelina Vega. Bononi was recovering in the ring after a tough loss to No Way Jose when Almas would go on the attack. Well, No Way Jose wasn't going to just stand idly by. He would end up chasing Andrade and Zelina away through the NXT universe. Now, we want to take you to some exclusive footage of an incident that occurred between No Way Jose and Zelina Vega earlier today.
Listen, I want to let you know that I really admire that you tried to handle your business and do what you thought was right.
All right.
But unfortunately, you intervened in our business. And in the process, you lit a fire under Andrade Cien Almas that you cannot dance around.
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, Nigel, you see him?
I certainly do.
You wish you could be half as cool as Velveteen.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., weighing 227 pounds, the Velveteen Dream!
He is certainly enigmatic, some would say flamboyant. And while we're using big words, get your thesaurus out, Percy. I'll say it again, he is portentous.
Hey, look, this is a guy that's in the lane all by himself. Take a look, you can't categorize him, you can't put him in a box, but if you try to get in his way, he'll handle you, believe me.
man who aspires to achieve sartorial nirvana. Velveteen Dream, just like Outcast, so fresh and so clean.
So clean.
The Purple Prince of Pugilism. How'd you like that?
Alliteration is that's a gimmick right there, Nigel. I'm the guy with the alliteration.
All right.
But well done.
Yeah.
This guy got superstar written all over.
He is an incredible talent, both physically and charisma, oozing out of every one of his pores, but he's not all show. Velveteen Dream has proven he can go.
And his opponent from Sao Paulo, Brazil, weighing 250 pounds, Cesar Bononi.
Cesar Bononi from Brazil, a powerhouse. I didn't have to tell you that. You can see for yourself, but I do want to ask you, Nigel, how does a guy like Bononi prepare for a guy like the Velveteen Dream?
Well, whoever you're facing, you have to stick with your game plan, emphasize your strengths and hide your weaknesses. With Bononi, that strength is growing up in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Got a couple of inches as well on the Dream, which is unusual.
The unorthodox Velveteen Dream against the Brazilian Bomber, Cesar Bononi. They lock up, and immediately Velveteen Dream with a well-placed knee and a clubbing forearm, knocking down the bigger Bononi, and even delivers a nice European uppercut.
Yeah, he does.
Whoa!
And you can't question the strategy of Velveteen Dream, Nigel. He immediately saw that this man is much bigger than him and immediately went on the attack to try to take advantage.
Very smart. Take the fight. Don't wait. Take the fight to Bononi.
Bononi's showing off some of his athleticism. Oh, and corks that sleeping pill of a right hand. Oh, massive atomic drop and a beautiful drop kick by Cesar Bononi.
That's the type of athleticism I like to see, which you rarely see from a guy the size of Cesar Bononi.
Falcon Arrow. And Velveteen Dream able to power out, but how about Cesar Bononi?
How about him? Keep in mind, he just upset Andrade Cien Almas a few weeks ago. On top of that, he's starting to gain confidence. He's starting to believe in himself.
Well, Velveteen Dream has him. Oh, that belly bomb by the Dream.
This could be it. We've seen him, what he's done from the top rope before. Bononi is down, prone in the center. Is this too early?
We've seen this before.
Styling.
Them hips don't lie. Here we go.
The audacious Purple Rainmaker hits its mark, and Velveteen Dream sends Bononi to Dreamland.
Here's your winner, the Velveteen Dream.
Man, Velveteen Dream, as smooth as the silk he likes to wear, Nigel. You have to be impressed with this showing after Cesar Bononi got off to a tremendous start as well.
He certainly did. We'll see here how Bononi started. Picking him up. Reverse atomic drop into the corner and a beautiful drop kick. Not often you see a guy 6'6" get up that high. But as the match will continue, Dream would turn it around. Death Valley bomb, and then look at the height and the angle and the precision of that flying elbow drop. Actually caught him across the jaw instead of the chest. That knocked him out.
I've said it once, I'm sure I'll say it a million times. That was macho like Randy.
Congratulations on your win, but the NXT Universe wants to know, what are your goals here at NXT?
What's your goals? You want to interview with the Dream? Maybe a decently dressed girl like you, maybe. But in front of the ugliness that is the NXT Universe, your Velveteen Dream experience is gonna have to wait.
How about that?
kind of rude.
No comment from the Velveteen Dream, pretty much, huh?
Mr. Regal, I was hoping to get your comments about Ember Moon's claim from earlier tonight that she's now ready to challenge Asuka.
Well, obviously, I take great interest in the NXT Women's Division, and I truly believe that Ember Moon is ready. And so, it will be Ember Moon versus Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Brooklyn. Thank you.
Mic drop announcement from NXT GM William Regal regarding NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Speaking of TakeOver, the man who will challenge Bobby Roode for the NXT title in the main event, Drew McIntyre, is live at Full Sail Live next.
Find what fits you at WWEshop.com.
No fear, no fear. Blood, sweat, no tears. My God, it's God's grace, I'm here. No fear, no fear. Blood, sweat, no tears. My God, hope I make it through the year.
Time to give a shout out to Phil Audet for his song No Fear, one of the official theme songs for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. It's off the album No Fear, and it'll be available on iTunes and Spotify July 28th. As we heard before the break, NXT GM William Regal giving Ember Moon what she's been seeking. Moon will get another opportunity at the NXT Women's title at TakeOver Brooklyn against the undefeated champion Asuka. I have no doubt that they may steal the show again. But right now, it's time to hear from a guy who would love to steal the show and become the new NXT champion, Drew McIntyre.
Gentlemen, please welcome Drew McIntyre.
The NXT Universe has really taken to Drew McIntyre, who is definitely making the most of his second chances in his career, Nigel.
F. Scott Fitzgerald was famous for saying there's no second act in American life. I dare say Drew McIntyre will prove him wrong.
That's one of the things I love about Drew McIntyre, aside from his in-ring ability. This man has been through it all, been to this company, lost out, got released, and found his way back. Now ready to make an impact, ready to make a statement.
One win away from becoming NXT champion.
In 1 month's time, the main event of TakeOver will be Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT title. For everyone that's been with me on this ride, I want to say thank you. And for those just joining the party, we only have 4 short weeks until Brooklyn. And this is the part where people reflect and talk about how they got to this point. I don't have a backwards button. I only go forwards. And I learned to go forward the hard way because once upon a time, I was not the man that stands before you right now. When I showed it in WWE, I was known as the chosen one. That's the thing. I expected all these opportunities just to be given to me. I was blinded, just expected everything just presented on a plate to me. I felt entitled. And when I wasn't the hardest worker in the room, that's when I failed. It wasn't until I was gone from the WWE I realized this was my life, my dream, my responsibility. If I was going to do this, if I was going to succeed, I had to wake up. I had to be the hardest worker in the room. And I wasn't the hardest worker in the room. I was the hardest worker in the damn world. The more I grew, the more success I had, the more the companies grew with me, and it became apparent. It wasn't because of me. It wasn't one other. It was all the guys and girls sacrificing, working together to push each other to be the best, and that is why I signed with NXT in the first place. We all walk side by side as equals around here. Everybody except one person. The champion, Bobby Roode. You can tell a lot about a man just looking into his eyes. And I know from experience looking into Bobby Roode's eyes, all I see is entitlement. But I got news for you, Bobby. You're not entitled to a damn thing. This is not your NXT. This is that guy's NXT. That's that kid's NXT. This is all of their NXT. Every single person in Full Sail, stand up with me. Everybody at home, rise to your feet. Because Bobby, we have a message for you. You are not NXT. We are NXT.
Wow. A fired up Drew McIntyre firing up the NXT universe. A man who said he felt entitled during his first stay in WWE, but, well, he's no longer entitled, but he is one win away from winning the NXT title. Will it come at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3?
The Brilliant Beastie Boys said no sleep till Brooklyn, but you best believe that Hideo Itami's going to try to make Cassizono go to sleep. These estranged amigos square off in what promises to be a sensational main event. Next.
I do not care for disagreement.
Black-seated centering his mind.
Nor the redemption that others seek through me.
In this world, there is good and evil. Somewhere in the balance, there is Aleister Black.
I have fought with this corrupted, war-born heart of mine.
A troubled past, an ominous future, and a very dangerous present.
Arguably the most dangerous striker in NXT today.
I belong to nothing. You very much do. So fade to black.
Welcome back to Full Sail Live in Orlando, Florida. Tonight, NXT is powered by new Tap Out Men's Body Sprays. Now available in the fragrance aisle at Walmart. Well, the main event's still to come, but looking forward to, I'm sure, more than a few retorts from NXT champion Bobby Roode next week when he responds to what Drew McIntyre had to say earlier tonight. And we'll also see the in-ring return of Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Gargano squares off with NXT newcomer Raul Mendoza, who we heard from earlier today.
Raul Mendoza, next week you face Johnny Gargano as he makes his return to the ring for the first time since TakeOver Chicago when he was betrayed by Tommaso Ciampa.
I know Johnny has been training hard to return to NXT, but I have been training hard too. Maybe next week it's not about Johnny Gargano return. Maybe it's about Raul Mendoza.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 180 pounds, Hideo Itami.
There's a little Pride Fighting Championships in his entrance theme, but needless to say, Hideo Itami's pride has been wounded since coming to NXT. Nigel, one of the most decorated superstars in Japan, has not found it easy here.
Has not been able to recreate that success stateside, no question about it. But he has had a number of injuries which have covered him to a certain extent.
On top of that, I wonder where he is mentally. Let's not forget about the huge title match loss against Roode. But unless you've been in that ring, you don't fully understand the amount of pressure that you're under. Not just to be good, but to be great.
And his opponent from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 260 pounds, Cassius. Oh no!
Well, Itami says he's felt disrespected here in NXT. Well, Cassius Ohno would like to teach him a lesson in respect, Nigel. He wanted this matchup. He wants to settle their differences like professionals in the ring.
He petitioned William Regal for this specific matchup. For the last month or two, Ohno has been talking to Itami, telling him this is the way you should do things, the right way, if you will. Well, a chance tonight to show him.
Percy, thus far those words have fallen on deaf ears, and Hideo Itami, Cassius Ohno looking to settle their differences here tonight. What do you look forward to early, Percy, in this matchup?
Well, I want to get back to what you said. It's definitely falling on deaf ears, but how much can you try to go out of your way to help someone, to lift someone up? But all Hideo Itami did was turn Cassius Ohno down, and that's why we are where we are right now.
Of course, the bigger Cassius Ohno looking to impose his will early has Itami grounded.
Nice simple wrist lock. Beautiful leg trip as well, yeah.
Nice counter by Hideo Itami, and that's the thing, Nigel. You can talk all about both of these men's credentials, but the combat sports game, the sports entertainment game, 90% of it is mental. And right now, Itami's not in a great mental place.
I've said before, you win 90% of a match before you even step in the ring. It's all about preparation.
Itami striking Ohno in the midsection, then firing off a forearm smash.
Both men like to strike. Itami, a former amateur kickboxer, has blistering kicks.
Oh, and Ohno has blistering knife-edge chops. And there's, you were saying, Nigel, there's a look at some of those blistering kicks. Oh! Oh, and a basement drop kick to the side of Itami's face, and that gets Cassius Ohno a 2 count.
Absolutely no wasted motion from Ohno. Knows exactly where his opponent is at all times.
One of the great things about Cassius Ohno is his in-ring IQ. He knows his opponents inside and out. He's one of the strongest strikers on the NXT roster on top of that.
Has been a champion around the world, Cassius Ohno. Oh, and a big boot to the face of Itami. Ohno has also competed in the land of the rising sun, and we're seeing some of that strong style on display here. Oh, lands on his feet. Itami had that well scouted, and Itami paintbrushing Ohno.
Loaded on Cassius.
And Itami with a guillotine leg drop. And that sends Cassius Ohno to the outside. Can Ohno work his way back into this matchup on NXT?
Product not yet rated.
Sources say the fire at the WWE archives may have been...
Get the deluxe edition and play 4 days early.
Anyone can learn a trick. I can do something no one else can.
Oh my God.
I need more power.
This isn't for a trick, is it? There's a lot of things in our lives that can trap us. You know, we can do whatever we want if we just believe we're able to.
Slide on digital now. On Blu-ray and DVD August 1st.
And Cassius Ohno, gets nailed with that kick to the midsection, but during the break, Ohno had managed to rally back into this matchup, but it's Itami back in control.
Itami, we know, was as tough as they come. Suffered a broken nose at the hands of Oney Lorcan a couple weeks back and still made his way back into the ring and had the match.
Nigel, what differences have you noticed in terms of the in-ring mentality of Hideo Itami over the past few weeks?
I think, to be honest with you, he's just more focused. He's as though he's got a chip on his shoulder, and sometimes that can be the best thing for someone.
But I feel like the frustration is clearly building week in and week out with Hideo Itami.
And Itami releasing some of that frustration in the form of those educated feet to the face of Cassius Ohno.
Yep, doesn't seem to be hurting him at this juncture, does it?
Hangman's Noose neckbreaker by Itami. Floats over for the lateral press, doesn't hook the leg, and Ohno able to power out.
Itami is great at pushing the advantage while he has it. Simple rear chin lock with a knee in the back as well. Applying a lot of pressure, putting some pressure on the rib cage as well, making it more difficult for Ohno to breathe.
Part of Itami's frustration lies in the fact that he fell short against Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Chicago. Of course, Cassius Ohno would like to fight his way into title contention, but tonight it's all about settling their differences. It's all about Ohno trying to teach Itami what it takes to be successful, and right now it looks like Itami teaching Ohno a painful lesson.
Cassius might be the student here tonight.
Split crowd here at Full Sail Live. Oh, man. Those kicks are Itami's calling card.
Kobayashi style, that strong style.
Oh.
And we've just gotten word that next week we will see the Empress of Tomorrow and undefeated NXT Women's Champion Asuka return to NXT TV and address her next challenger, Ember Moon.
Cassius gets the hit Hideo Itami with that rolling elbow, it will be lights out.
Well, he's lighting him up now with these knife-edge chops as Ono tries to work his way back to a vertical base. Has Itami cornered, but Itami, like a viper in the corner, striking with the kick. Oh! And that tornado neck snap off the top rope by Itami. High rent district, and believe me, it's high rent in Tokyo at that level as Ono counters with more chops.
A little early, perhaps, to go to the top rope. Not sure if Itami needed.
Ooh.
Whoa, look at that.
Just ran through that kick.
Ran right through the kick and ran over Itami with these axe bomber type clotheslines. Oh. Shining wizard there by Cassius Ono. We might as well continue to hail the greats of Japan. Kikimoto, there it is!
Cyclone boot out of the corner.
Is that it?
Back press, and Itami kicks out after being on the receiving end of the Cyclone boot. Shenton in stereo. And again, Itami able to will his way out. Let's take another look at this Cyclone boot. Bam! And now Ono has Itami set up in the corner.
That's a lot of weight to get up.
Whoa! Oh, beautiful fisherman suplex by Hideo Itami.
Dug down, got his hips low.
A war of attrition here this week between Cassius Ono and Hideo Itami, two of the top superstars on the NXT roster. Delayed drop kick.
Did you hear that? He got all of it. Ono is hurt and in trouble.
Oh, and Itami showing off some newfound aggression. The bubble of frustration has burst.
Up he goes.
Looking for the go to sleep. Well scouted by Ono.
Ono's
go
gonna find
behind.
some offense fast.
And he does. Wow. Did he rock him with that boot? Rolling elbow. But countered. Oh, man. He just kicked him in the peninsula south of the equator.
Your winner by disqualification, Cassius Ono.
And guys, being kicked in the nether regions is bad enough. When you're kicked by one of the top kickers in sports entertainment, it's that much worse.
Oh, come on.
And Itami has snapped.
Well, wait a second. Did he do it on purpose or was it an accident?
Come on,
of course
Nigel.
he did. Of course he did.
He just... Man, this is incredible. And Itami just beating down Cassius Ono. Oh my...
He is beating the living snot out of Ono. Oh.
And this is a side of Hideo Itami we have never seen in NXT. He's had enough. He wants to make Cassius Ono pay for all of the transgressions that he feels he's been subjected to.
Hideo is completely unraveled now.
Hey,
all this
he can't blame Ono for his bad luck. Oh, a GTS! Not another one, Nigel.
He's going to go for a second. Well, Ono didn't go down. Now he will.
Oh, the second GTS.
Well, Ono wanted to see a change in Itami. I don't think this is the change he wanted to see.
This is where you get concerned for the safety of an opponent in the ring. Come on.
A harrowing experience for Cassius Ono, courtesy of Hideo Itami, who has suddenly snapped here in NXT. He's not done yet. Come on! Adding insult to injury.
Okay, well, let's get some security out here now. Let's get some help out here.
No!
Wait a second.
No, come on.
Not on the snap. No! Face first goes Ono.
Hideo just doesn't care. He's trying to end the career of Cassius Ono.
What has gotten into Hideo Itami?
Talk about a fall from grace.
Cassius Ono has been crushed, and Hideo Itami stalks off. Oh my God.